Hi guys, Harry Yotis here, professional trader for 20 years now. Started my career in 2005 and still alive in 2026. My. What a crazy, crazy day. This is Thursday, the 2nd of April. Yes, into April, 2 days of April. And the big news is that Trump gets very, very aggressive. Okay, in his speech last night, since it's Thursday today, we're talking about Wednesday night. He gets very aggressive. He said that we're going to bomb Iran into the Stone Age. So everybody was expecting, as was I on Wednesday, because of a lot of foreshadowing by the news organizations, that Trump would be conciliatory. He would throw the olive branch somehow in a vis-a-vis the Iran war. But no, completely opposite. He said we're going to annihilate them. Okay, so we'll get to that shortly and my thoughts on what I think is going to happen. First, we always talk about the technical picture. Okay. It's, again, neutral to bearish, just exactly like yesterday because we finished flat. So I'm going to lean on the bearish side, although it could be on the border of neutral and bearish for the technicals. Why do I say that? Okay, well, we opened up very down on the day, not very down, but giving up half the gains of the past 2-3 days. So the rally looked to be over, but then it was bid after some good news came in. Okay, we'll get to that with the Trump gets aggressive portion. But because we closed back above this key level into this chop zone again, okay, it looks like it was a bear trap yesterday, but then it looked like the bears were going to continue. But boom, back up to flat and into this zone. So we're neutral, but because this short-term trend is bearish and nothing has really been broken, I'm going to lean towards, again, slightly bearish on the short term. Okay, however, I want to make it clear, I still think we're in the middle of a bull market. This is a secular bull market, and this is like a cyclical drop. We drop 10% in a bull market. That happens very, very regularly. Until we see something else, we have extremely, extremely, extremely bad news of the war, and we're just down maybe 6, 7, 7%. Who knows? I haven't done the math. But around that, we've recovered a lot. Maybe 8%, who knows? 7 to 8%. So the technicals are slightly bearish to neutral on the border, okay? And we always go with a sentiment. Still extreme fear, okay? Nothing changed. Everything is at extreme fear, okay? Even though we have, if we look at the VIX, the volatility index, okay, we're still at a very elevated level. We're at 24. Above 20 is very, very high. So we're living in a high vol environment, okay? Everybody's on edge, extreme fear mentioned in the CNN Fear and Greed Index. And of course, on Thursday, we always have my favorite sentiment indicator is the AAII investor sentiment. And look, 51% bears. Nobody's neutral, either bearish or a little bit bullish. The bulls are, of course, under the radar, under the averages, and way bearish for a month now. Okay, so this is starting to get to the point of this 4 weeks, 6 weeks of extreme bearishness, okay, which fits with our extreme fear here narrative. So everybody's still short. They still don't think this is going to be resolved nicely. But I don't know. You don't know what's going to happen, okay? Before we get into Trump gets aggressive, we had one print to buttress my point that the economy is doing well. Initial claims. Every week, we look at that, 202,000. People are not filing for unemployment. The economy is strong. We saw the ISM manufacturing yesterday expanding. So we have macro data that is not falling off a cliff. We also have forward earnings estimates for the S&P 500 rising. So underneath the hood, this market is great. If not for the war, if Trump didn't go to war, we'd probably be at maximum highs. We'd probably be in the 700s somewhere. Okay, so but this war is what's affecting everybody. Okay, so let's get to our Trump gets aggressive. Okay, Trump gets aggressive. What did we see? Well, at 9 o'clock, he started talking very, very badly. We're going to kill them. Okay, so oil soars. This was at 8:33 in the morning. Futures and bonds tumble and oil soars. Okay, we have this huge move in oil, which we'll see right here. U.S. oil, market ripped. Okay, it came off though, because towards noon we had these, but before we get to that, I just wanted to show this guy, Crypto Rover. He's very good. He goes, the Trump speech aftermath, everything is down, futures down, gold down as well, but oil is up 8%, okay? This is the key here. Tons of major news outlets signal Trump would be winding down. And this is very strange because I thought so too. I thought he would be more conciliatory because we always get these trial balloons in the news, and then Trump does exactly what the trial balloons say. This has been the pattern. This is the first time it went the opposite way, which makes me, the conspiracy theorist in me says that there might be some kind of polymarket bet to go the other way. Okay, but it doesn't matter because later on in the day, around 10:45, 2 hours later, oil drops on report of Iran-Oman coordination to reopen the Straits of Hormuz. And that is the big news in CNBC. Iran and Oman drafting the protocol. Iran and Oman drafting the protocol to monitor the Straits of Hormuz. Okay, this is a big deal because for me, this goes to show that Iran, Oman, and not just those two countries, but there are at least 35, 40 other countries, including EU countries, that have approached Iran to talk about opening up the Strait of Hormuz, which is very, very important because a deal could be made X the U.S. involvement. Like nobody wants to partner with the U.S. anymore. Okay, everybody is saying that the EU doesn't want to let jump on board the U.S. train to attack Iran. Okay, and they're stalling him. They don't want to go to war with Iran. They have no reason to. This is just an aggressive war by the U.S. and Israel, and they don't want any part of it. So they want to negotiate with Iran. They want to show Iran that they're not part of this aggressiveness that Trump is showing, and that they want to make a deal, maybe pay some toll to get their ships to go. I was speculating on X that I wonder why the EU doesn't escort its own tankers through the Gulf, because I don't think Iran is going to attack the EU ships because, Iran has no problem with everybody else, just the U.S. So if we have a situation where other countries are making deals with Iran, not even consulting the U.S., they're bypassing the U.S., this goes a long way in showing that the U.S. is losing control of its world power status. It's dropping in the eyes of everybody else. Okay, yes. Okay, we're gonna have oil go up, and if you look at the intraday charts here on the 15-minute, when this Oman deal was announced, boom, oil dropped from around 113 a barrel to 107, but it was quickly bought back. Okay, not fully. We could have a lower high before going lower. We don't know, but it still finished near the highs. So it's, as traders, okay, when we see a move like this, okay, we are longer term bullish, okay? And when we see a move like opening lower on very, very bad news, very, very bad news, okay, like we're going to start bomb them into the Stone Age, and then it recovers, even if it's just an Oman-Irani deal, oil is still being high, but the market is saying otherwise. It's going against the oil move today. It's saying that there might be some kind of agreement where oil eventually will come down because everybody deals with Iran. It's just going to be the States on its own attacking Iran. Okay? And it'll probably have the condemnation of the world. So doesn't look good. I'm talking about geopolitical relations between American allies, the EU and America. It just doesn't look good for America at this point. It looks like it's on its own on this. Okay, so everybody's against them. So maybe the market is foreshadowing. When you see the market do something that it shouldn't be doing, the market should be down big today because oil is still very high. When you see the market doing something that it shouldn't be doing, pay attention. Okay, because forces in market participant and forces that we have no idea about because we're just lowly retail traders. Okay, we have no idea. But when you see price action do something that it quote unquote should not be doing, pay attention. Okay, this is why I think that even we had the worst news and it's bid. So this is why I'm very, very optimistic going forward into April. I think we continue to go higher. Okay, now I don't know. I was expecting a move into the 675 area, hit this resistance level before falling back down and going back up, as I said yesterday. This is what I think happens. We go up, down, and then up again. We don't have to. We can get bad news where we go down here, exhaust everybody back into the 612 area before ripping to new highs. That would be perfect. A perfect setup. It doesn't have to do that, okay? So as we were up at highs here, I took some short exposure. I added a little bit of short exposure. I sold some call spreads. So I added a little bit of short exposure, but I am net long, okay? We bought a little bit here, as we mentioned in past videos, and we're still riding it, and we're still generally long our positions going forward. So that's what I think, okay? I think the most important thing to take away from this move is the fact that the market is doing something that it should not be doing. Okay, it's signaling its move, I think, because the market knows more than we do, even though oil, okay, goes higher. Okay, and the thing I like to mention about oil in parting is that, yes, it's going higher, but look at the RSI going lower and the MACD going lower. So you have a negative divergence. We might be close to an end. I don't know. This is just, technicals, technical analysis. If the fundamentals can trump it easily, if this goes even higher, this thing will go much higher too. So as we speak, we have negative divergence. It doesn't have to play out, but it's a positive sign for us. Okay, so that's it, guys. Let's hope for peace. Let's hope that this war doesn't last long. And you never know what the narrative is. Okay, you'll find out. Maybe Trump was aggressive, only to declare victory next week and say, okay, that's it. We bombed them. We win. We bombed them into the Stone Age. We win. That's it. War over. Okay, you have no idea what's happening, but the market here is giving us a signal, and I think we should pay attention. All right, that's it, guys. I'll talk to you next week. I'm wishing everybody a good Friday. All my Christians out there, pray to God. You should be God-fearing. I am. And, in this time, let's pray for everybody. All right. Thank you.